welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Making sure that you're entertained all the way up to 5 o'clock. You have the hostess with the most, Luandila in Tabi, Yagwa Zulu, and obviously the girl never ever rolls alone. So I'm still chilling with my man, Uya Awonke.
Just Awonke Tulazi.
Khayelitsha's finest.
She had to.
I enjoy doing that so much. But it's good to have you here. I feel like it's the first time I'm hosting with you after COVID-19.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's very good to have you guys. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we need to know that you're there. We need to know that you're watching. So please do hop on our socials. It is EKSE_live on Twitter, as well as EKSE on K-Town TV on Facebook, as well as EKSE_CTV on Instagram. If you're asking yourself, why is this man next to me drinking water? It's because that's the topic we're going to be speaking about in this interview. Water is one of the things that is most important for every single human being. Listen, I don't care who you are, who gastro, who superman, you need water to survive. And one thing that is definitely lacking in our township is purified water. And these next two guests decided they're going to do something about it to make sure that they are the change that they want to see in the communities. Donald and Mr. Lee are joining us from EKSE Water. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Donald and Mr. Lee. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
How was the water?
I like how it tastes,
Yeah.
but I don't think I can tell the difference between tap water and this water. I'm sure the gentlemen are going to explain to us. But first, tell us how you guys came about with the idea. And I also like the packaging.
Yeah.
I like it so much because I've seen packages from Amanda Benz and local, but I'm not going to mention names.
Hey,
this
that's
one,
all.
I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much for welcoming us to your studio. EKSE Water was born out of an idea to bring fresh, clean water in the township. I have worked in the water industry for a very long time, and I remember in 2005 I was introduced to purified water, and I thought tap water was as good. So when I tested purified water, I never looked back. I've always bought water. Actually, at one point I had a purifier in my house, but then I decided I'm going to buy water rather than having a purifier. So what happened is that I've realized that a lot of people have not been educated in terms of clean water. We all assume that our water that comes out of our taps is clean, but that water is not 100% clean. What happens is that the city of Cape Town does a bulk water purification process, which then it cleans all the contaminants and all the dead stuff in the water. And then the water is clean, it's 100% clean, but then the water gets transported to your tank. So it goes underground. It goes where it's going underground. It's pipes that
Have been there forever.
So the problem is the pipes.
And underneath the ground, there's bacteria that grow in the pipes, and bacteria can grow in your tank. So when you get the water, when you finally get the water in your tank, do you know how far that water has traveled and what has it picked up? So what we have, I came up with this idea that in the township, most people just don't completely have no idea what's in their water. And then I thought, okay, let me bring purified water at the doorstep of our people. There's a lot of water companies in Cape Town alone that are serving communities that does not include the township. So I saw a gap and I thought, let's try something for the township. So our water is spring water. It's not municipality water. So it's not purified by the city of Cape Town. It's purified by us. We get our water from, we've secured a deal with a spring water collector in Franchu. So they bring their water to us and they give us a certification to say that their water is pure. You can drink it. Mountain spring water is good for human consumption. But however, if you store the water, wherever you store the water, it's easily contaminated. So we keep our water in the Jojo tanks. It comes in a big truck and it gets transferred into our Jojo tanks. But we don't know what happens in the Jojo tank. Anything can happen. If mosquito goes into the Jojo tank, it can lay eggs and then bacteria happens. So what we then do is we have a pump that pumps the water from the Jojo tanks into our factory. We call it a factory, it's not a shop. That's where we purify our water and make our ice. So it then the water goes through a purification stage. It's a 3-stage, actually it's a 4-stage purification process where it goes through a 5-micron sediment filter that filters off your sediment that's found in the water. And then it goes through what we call a GAC, which is a granular activated carbon, and then it goes into another filter that makes sure that your water is now clean. But your water is clean, but there's some living organisms in the water, which is your bacteria and all that. So how do we get that? It's gone through the process of purification. But still you've got something that's living in the water. So we then the water then gets through a UV light. The UV light, what it does is it sterilizes, it burns the bacteria in the water, and then your water comes out clean.
That is actually, I've never known that the process was that long to make sure that we get clean water. So now, I mean, you've started this business and I'm sure it's working out really well, but how important is it that we educate our young people in townships, especially because you mentioned there are so many water companies that are serving every single community except for the township. So how important is it we educate our own people to say, this is what we're going to start drinking, and how affordable is drinking this bottled water instead of tap water?
It's very important for us to educate our young people within the township, because most of the companies that sells water within the township, they took advantage of the people within the township. Some of the companies, what they do, they are selling water that called reverse osmosis. The reverse osmosis are the water that has been reduced each and every minerals that are needed
for the
body. You understand? Which means when it touches close about vanya. You understand? There's something that is ripping out everything, you understand, within the water. But because within the township, they don't have the knowledge, you understand, of that kind of a water. And then we are here educating them, telling them the dangers and then things that they need to be aware of, you understand. And number two, you must know the large amount of chemical within your body, that the results you can have in skin cancer, you understand. We can either have another diseases already within the township. We have these junk-related illnesses, you understand? So it's very important to educate our people, our young ones, the importance of understanding amanzi, the importance of drinking 100% healthy water, you understand? And the benefits from your water.
There's been talks about how in the future the next wars will be about water due to global warming, the scarcity of water. Aren't you guys worried about the business surviving? I remember at some point I became in a man's. And then if God forbid, do you think EKSE water is going to be able to survive?
Yes, EKSE water will be able to survive, because remember, we're not using municipal water. We're using, we have independent suppliers for water.
What does that mean? With
Franchuk, we've got people that collect water. The company is called Cantilever Group. They supply big water companies. Because the spring water, you'd remember during I think it was 2017 when we were going to go to day zero. People were queuing in Cock Bay, wherever you could find spring water. People were queuing for that water. So mountain spring water is almost infinite, because there's always water coming down the mountain springs. So these people have seen an opportunity. Actually, that opportunity came as a result of the day zero that we were approaching at one point. So this is why we've said we are not going to go with the City of Cape Town water. It's cheaper to Berkeley City of Cape Town water, but we've decided we are not going to. Yes, the quality, because the City of Cape Town water has got chlorine in it. So we do demonstration. My colleague here does demonstration in the township of what we do, pH and chlorine test in the water. Your water has got to be pH, it must have a pH balance that's greater than 6, between 6 and 7.
Yeah.
So our water is pH is sitting on 6, I think it's 6.56, and then the City of Cape Town water, because it's got chlorine, it's got because chlorine is used to kill the bacteria or whatever germs that is in the water, but in a bulk storage, and then it gets transported into your taps, into your houses. We are saying that because the chlorine has got effects on your skin, on your body and all that. So we are saying our water comes as natural as it is.
Possible.
Yes. So we try and take out the contaminants that are found in the water, and we make sure that we leave the minerals that are required by
for the body to survive.
Exactly.
That's so good. And actually, I'm just listening to you, and I'm like, okay, if I'm around somewhere, where can I get this water? How can I plug myself to make sure that actually me connected to EKSE water? Because also it's about supporting black businesses. So we want to tap into that. So where do people go? Where can we find you? Maybe let's say Khayelitsha, Khayelitsha, where can I find you?
We currently we are launching on the 3rd of October. We are launching the business. So we've only been operating for a month now. We are located in 31B Makabeni Road in Khayelitsha. That's where our factory, I like to call it a factory, not a shop, because that's where the process is being done. So you guys are welcome to come and have a look at the process and see how it's all done. So our water will be available at the local garages, at local supermarkets, tuck shops, and we'll also have vendors. Yes, we'll also have vendors selling water to the taxi drivers in the four-way stroll. We want to make sure that our water reaches as many people as possible. But having said that, this has to identify with the people of the township. So we are not looking at spreading to other suburbs, but in the township. So we start with Khayelitsha. We have to satisfy the market, the Khayelitsha market, and then we can spread into other townships. So that's where our water will be available.
I couldn't be more proud to be from Khayelitsha.
Come on.
We're doing
Khayelitsha's
amazing
finest.
things. We're doing amazing things, and I'm super proud. This is so inspiring. I had so many questions, but I hope that you guys can come back sometime.
Not even come back. We need to go to them to see actually what is the process of making water, and I'm really, really interested in that. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We will have more chats. Definitely have more chats a little later on. Right now, though, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a little bit of a short Zinyana break, and we will see you after this.